Hi, how are you guys doing today? Well, this is going to be a wonderful night for those who come in and watch this interview. I had hey Gartrell, it's good to see you. I had the privilege of listening to a powerful testimony. Dominic Morrow, he has a powerful testimony of how he started out. He was in a gang, and then something happened. A traumatic situation happened. Hey, Derek, and he had a story. He has a story to tell. He goes around telling people in around the world and around the states about his powerful story. And I would like to introduce the wonderful Mr. Dominique. I'm going to add him. How are you doing, Mr. Morrow?
Hey, how are you? How are you? Thank you
Good
for
to
having
see
me.
you. Thank
Yes.
you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Hi, Randy C. Hi, Gartrell. Derek, good to see you. Well, Dominique, look, do you want me to call you Mr. Dominique, Mr. Morrow? What you want me to call you?
Dominic is fine. It's okay.
All right,
It's
Dominique.
fine.
Dominique, thank you for gracing me with your presence.
I praise
Not
the
a
Lord.
lot of people will, when you reach out to them, they're very skeptical, but you
Mhm.
were gracious enough to bless me because you really have a powerful testimony. When I heard your story, I was like, I got to have him on my live. Not only did it scare the hell out of me, but it should open a lot of people's eyes to the unseen world that we don't see and we ignore. And we just go through life, not thinking about any consequences. We just living, right? But
Yep.
there's always some consequences behind how we live. Hi, Justine, how are you? So, Dominic, I want you to start out, first of all, telling me a little bit about yourself.
Wow. Well, I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois. Um, yeah, like I say, I grew up in a rough life. Unfortunately, my mom was addicted to crack cocaine. It was me and my little brother and sister. My
Mhm.
father passed away when I was like 3, I do believe. And times are just rough for me. So that kind of made me grow up faster because I was the oldest. And in our environment that we grew up in our culture, uh, money was everything. And we
Mhm.
didn't have hardly any money, and I was tired of living like that. So by the time I was 12 years old, in Chicago, in order to make money, you have to be a part of the street organization. If illegally to make money, man,
Right, right.
that not to make money, but illegally in the street game, y'all know what I'm talking about. You have to
Yeah, we already know.
yeah, trust me. And so the only option I had is like, because I was tired of living that way, you know what I mean? And my little brother and sister, I was just tired of it. So when I
Mhm.
was 12, I joined the gang. I'm not going to give them any credit, not at all. So I just joined the street gang in Chicago. Um, and I learned fast because I love school. I always love school. I always love reading and writing and stuff like that because school was my only sanctuary. Because outside of school, what we call hell on earth, because there's some parts of Chicago, it's like a third world country. People know
Right, right.
they know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, for real, like literally,
Yes, indeed.
not over exaggerating either. Um,
Mhm.
um, I was good at it because I used my book smarts and applied them to the streets, so I came up pretty fast. I was really,
Mhm.
really good at selling drugs. I was really good at making money and accounting and everything. So I was
Wow.
moving up the ranks pretty fast through the years, faster than a lot of my older gang affiliate associates. And now I started getting some jealousy for that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's always those that's closest to you. So be careful, people. But
Yes, indeed.
yeah, they start, so the more I got accurate and good at that, I was pretty moving up. I was doing the thing, and I'm just gonna take you into my testimony real fast. I know I'm skipping a lot, but I don't want people to get this because hell is real. And
Mhm.
I'm not here to people please anyone. To let people know up top. I don't care about people's opinions. I'm here to do a certain job that he brought me back for a purpose, and
Mhm.
that's on everybody. So nobody can be without excuse to say I didn't hear or I didn't know. I'm just telling you because he
Mhm.
warns you every day. He lives in your heart. Before you do something wrong, it sounds like you tell yourself I shouldn't be here, and another one said no, ain't no one looking. Take care of your business.
Right.
I'm saying so.
Yeah.
excuse for anybody.
Right. When you were growing up, I know you said your mother was on crack and you were basically taking care of your little brother and your little sister, basically. You were the man of the house, I would think,
Yes.
being in a rough neighborhood and you joined a gang at an early
Yep.
age. You moved
Mhm.
up. Did you practice any other type of religion?
Yes, yes, I did. See, in during those times, like me and my friend George are just reminiscing about it. I was always searching for God, but I started getting into the New Age. I was practicing Santeria. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Half of our culture is Cuban, so you know what I mean. Being a part of that culture as well. Yeah, Santeria. I got really involved in that because it was all about Santeria is about worshiping demons. It's really Santeria means worship of the saints, but the saints are really actual covers for the 9 principalities that run the whole world. Um,
Hmm.
yes,
Can you
yes,
explain? Can you explain that not principalities? Because some people might
sure.
not know.
Sure. I want you guys to check out the book of Enoch as well. But the principalities, 200 fallen angels, the original 200 fallen, the ones that came with Lucifer when they got kicked out of that dimension called paradise. When they
Mhm.
came here, it was 200 of them. But out of the 200, Lucifer deemed 9, the table of the council of 9, that really, because hell is highly organized. It's just like a military, you all. They have generals. They have 9 generals, and under the generals, they have the lieutenants and captains. The captains, so it's all aligned. So the 9 principalities are the ones who rule over the 9 parts of the world. So even though it's 7 continents, you have 9 in principalities, and that's why they have the Day of the Dead, Halloween. These are really celebrating the ushers in of them moving principalities around to new territories. So
So
that's
Halloween is not some little fun, where you can
oh
just dress
no,
up.
no. Halloween is actually, even the so-called people who believe God are giving the credence to the shipment of the demons, of the new harvest, of the new demons who's going to be ruling that principality or territory.
So basically, they change positions.
Yes,
The principalities.
yes.
That's what you're saying.
It's just like regional managers. You know how they have a regional manager and they say, okay, we're going to put you at this location this year,
Mhm.
and you're going to go to they just move around regional managers. It's the same way corporation works.
My
Yes.
God.
People don't
So
realize.
yeah, that is so weird. So you were in Santeria, and a lot of people say that's worshiping the saints, but you said no, that's
No,
worshiping the
no.
demons.
See what
Okay.
happened because it's during slavery too. Okay, they made sure that our ancestral worship and voodoo and all that stuff was
Right.
iced out. So they got smart and just pretend like they were worshiping saints, the saints of the Catholic Church, but they were
Mhm.
really worshiping the deities. And I don't even like to say their name. They were really worshiping. So it was a way in slavery for them to fool the slave masters for them to practice their voodoo.
Wow.
Yeah, you can research
So,
it. It's facts.
so what do you say when they say that Christianity is a white man's religion and the Bible is, King James was white and he was homosexual and all of this. So what do you say about that?
Well, first of all, Christianity was never named Christianity, but Christianity, for the sake of calling it that, is African, comes from Africa. First,
Mhm.
that's just plain facts. Even if you read the scriptures, it's about all of our ancestors. That's. But see, that's what happens when a country takes over another country. They're going to take all the goods. They're going to whitewash everything. Of course, they're going to do that. But it's up
Mhm.
to us as a people to do our permanent and research to find out the truth. So to
Mhm.
the naysayers, you need to really get your education on what the scriptures really are and where they came from, because it's definitely not a white man's religion.
Okay.
Definitely not.
Because the
Definitely
slave masters turned it into uh
control.
the slaves obey your master. And so I think that's a lot of where
You
people
know
are
what's so
getting.
deep? I'm glad you brought that up because we never called the word massa. They wasn't saying master, they were saying massa. And in
Massa.
Hebrew, that means burden. That means you
Mm.
a burden on me. So while the whole time they thought that the slaves were calling them master, they were saying massa. You can even look it up and research it, and even when they do it, it wasn't because of the accent. They were literally saying in Hebrew, you burden, you're a burdenizer, you're a burden to me. So the slave master thought they were calling them master. No, they were saying massa. In Hebrew, it
Massa.
means you burden.
Mhm.
You're just a heavy, just chunk of depression on me, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you started practicing Santeria. Half of your heritage is Cuban and
Yes.
Black, and so you got into that. So how long did you stay in Santeria?
I was in Santeria for about 22 years. 22 years of my life. You know, and I know, like I say, a lot of these things, people I didn't know. I didn't until the Lord showed me these things.
Mm.
I didn't know these things were like, but I saw a lot of to know that demons are real. I already knew ever since I was little. I saw things manifest in certain rituals that we had to do, like sweats, for example. They get a big tent and they'll strip you, you know, almost naked, and they put people inside this hot tent with hot steam, and you got to sweat. But
What?
they conjure up certain principalities, and they show up.
How
They
do they
show up.
look?
They show up. Oh, this one I saw was the most beautiful woman I ever saw in my life. See, they always disguise themselves as angels of light, like the scripture said. They're not lying.
Mhm.
But when I saw them in hell, how they really looked, listen, they can morph into anything. They can
So
morph.
when you saw the woman, manifest, like what did she say? What was she doing to you guys when you were in
Well, the
that
first thing, because I
ritual?
was younger, she was. I know there was a couple of people. I don't want to mention the names, but they were invoking her, and we have it's a stone altar. Okay, with
Mhm.
stone. It's hot. It's very hot. But all of a sudden, the smoke started to get very, very thick. But
Mhm.
it started taking form. So I'm looking. I'm like, is it sweat in
Ooh,
my
that
eye?
was
Am I
scary.
going crazy? Yeah, it started taking form of the head, the shoulders, the smoke. Started
Oh
taking form.
Lord.
But then it started getting color to it. Like it started to solidify.
Mm.
She was like, yeah, she was like your complexion. She was like our complexion.
Uh-huh.
Long black hair, and she had on a white robe, and she's literally solidified. And the lady grabbed her hand and said, "Thank you for joining us, sister. Thank you." I squeezed my butt out of there.
I know you right.
Yeah, no, it's a fear. I
I
still
would have been running.
about it. That's the first time I actually saw something manifest, but that wasn't the last time. But that was the first time that I saw, like, yeah, like if people don't understand,
Wow.
we've been
So
lied to about everything here on earth.
so when you were practicing Santeria,
Mhm.
did you feel like did you have some type of freedom? How did you feel when you were practicing Santeria, honestly?
Now, in hindsight, I thought I was having freedom. I had money. But now I was more entrapped than anything. Because see, once
Mhm.
you give, see, essentially it works like this: you choose your principality, the one that you want. They all specialize in something different, whether it be love, power, influence, you know,
Mhm.
money, right? Protection, physical protection. You know, they all have their own thing, and you got to pick one to whatever you're going to give a sacrifice or offering to. But what people don't understand is that you don't read the small print, the fine print. Everything has a price. So if
Yes.
they give you, even if they give you $1, you're theirs. They got you. They own you. But you have to do so
Wow.
many things. If not, they would take the things that you got from them back times a million and make your life like,
A
yeah,
hell
yeah,
on
like,
earth.
yes, oh yes, yes. So people,
So so how did you get out of Santeria? Because you were in there for 22 years practicing it. So how did you get out of it?
our Lord Yahshua, also known as Jesus Christ. I'm just telling
Okay.
you. I'm just telling you, all the people. You know, I'm not here to force anybody to believe me. You don't have to believe me. I'm here just to drop off a package. Whatever you do with that package is up to you. Like I say, I'm
Mm.
not. I'm only a father, God pleaser, and a Lord pleaser. That's only what I'm seeking to please. I no longer. I gave up that job of trying to please people or trying to convince people. I don't do that. I don't debate with people. I don't argue with people. I'm here just to give a message. And
Okay.
yeah, and once he showed me, see, I learned more in hell than I learned anything in this life. I'm just
And before I ask another question, hello to everybody that came in. I can't speak to everybody, but this is for everybody that comes in and that it's already in the chat. Hello and welcome to Selena. So we have Dominic Morrow who's giving his testimony of being in hell. And I'm telling you, y'all need to wait around and hear this. So you practiced for 22 years and something happened. There was a traumatic situation that happened to
mm,
make you turn. I want you to take me back to that day.
yeah. Yes, it was June 9th, 2009. I was Yeah, I was at the top of my game. You know, I was making money, and every weekend we go to the club. I don't know if y'all had that tradition, but we just to let our hair down. Been a long week. We're going to the club, but
Right.
we gotta have a new outfit. You can't go to the club with the same no. So we go shopping every week. So we went around, and in the district I live in, is over 500,000 people. So when you run into people, it's going to be seldom that you run into the same person in a matter of hours. Okay, we go to the first clothing store. We come out, me and my guy. I see this guy sitting on the car, and instantly my stomach didn't feel right. It's like something that was just like, this dude, I just don't know. And he was like, "What's up?" I'm like, "All right, what's up?" So we go other side of our district, go shopping. I come out the store again. It's the same guy sitting on the car, looking at us. I said, "Okay." I looked to my friend. I said, "Dude, this dude following us." My friend was like, "Dude, you've been smoking too much weed. You paranoid, man. Quit playing. You ain't all that. Ain't nobody thinking about you, man." So I'm like, maybe you know what? Maybe you're right. You may be right. But we come. So now we go. Hours pass. We get dressed, suited and booted. I come out of my building, and this guy is standing right there. The same guy standing on the gate. I said, "All right, that's it. I'm about to go check his temperature. I'm gonna ask, do I know him from somewhere? Because this is I got that feeling this time." So he has a blunt in his mouth, and I go up to him. And I was like, "Hey, before I can get a sentence out of my mouth, I reach in my pocket." He said, "You got a light?" I was like, "Yeah." And I said, "Do I know you?" I was about to ask him, "Do I know you from somewhere?" And all of a sudden, I saw a green flash. It was just a flash. I didn't hear anything. I didn't even feel anything the first time. It was just a green flash. And then I smelled like sulfur, like matches. Like if you light a book of matches on fire. That's how it smelled. I looked up at him, and he did it again. He shot me again. Bah! He got me again, but he had this smirk on his face. I'll never forget. The most evil smirk on his face. Now the second time, I felt it. I heard it. But I just can't never get that look. I still to this moment talking about it. It just shakes me up a little bit. But as I was falling back, this is where the spiritual component of it happens. Okay. This is where everything changed for me. I'm falling back, it got completely dark. But as I'm falling back, though, I feel myself falling forward and down. My body was laying back on the ground, flat on my back, but yet I was falling forward, falling down. Yeah, it's hard to explain. The spiritual realm is crazy. It's totally, everything is different over there. I'm falling down, but now the first thing that struck me was, first of all, I was just standing in front of my building, and I'm falling in this darkness. But this darkness is not a regular darkness. It's not. It was alive. It was like,
what do you mean?
Like, first of all, you could blindfold yourself a million times, put yourself on the ground, and it's still not that type of darkness. See, everything in the spiritual realm has a different component. It's a different fiber. It's a whole different. It's different. Even the darkness is different. It was like going through me, in me, gripping me in this fear. I was so scared. It's beyond what you can. I can't. I'm just using the best words I can. You reminds me of, like, you have certain feelings for people here on earth that is just beyond words, because it's energy. It's pure energy. Where you feel, I love you, or I hate you. That's the closest you can get to it. But the closest I can get to this is fear. It is beyond fear. It is beyond, like. So as I'm falling and I'm getting. I know. See, one thing you need to know in eternity, you know that you know that you knew that you know everything. You know everything.
Everything.
There's no time. See, here, the only thing that stops us from knowing everything is time and our selection, right? It takes time to learn this. It takes time to read that. It takes time. In eternity, there's none of that. You're plugged into the all-knowing system. You're plugged in, you know. So as I'm falling down, okay, it has to be faster than the speed of light. I'm just falling. I'm talking about so fast, and I'm terrified. But as I'm falling, I realized that and I knew it, all the things that God put in me are stripped off of me. Like,
what do you mean?
Love, fellowship, laughter, like all the things that we take for granted were leaving my personality as I was falling. It's hard to explain. The attributes that make you the good parts you literally, as you're falling through that void, it's like God is removing all the stuff he gave you. Give me that back, give me that, give me that, give me that. Nope, give me that. That don't belong in hell. I gave you this. I tell people we can't not take things for granted. But as I'm falling now, another thing I want to explain. See, here on earth, that's how I know God is with us, because there's a limit to our fear. There's only so much you can be terrified. There's only so much of a limit where it stops. Either you pass away or you're going to die from fear. But in hell, in that other dimension, it never stops. So just while you think you're at the height of your fear, you're going to another level of terrified.
Wow.
Another level. It don't stop. It don't stop. So just I'm beyond petrified at this point. As I'm falling and I'm feeling this void, I'm feeling just instant regret. But then what hit me was the smell. See, people, you don't lose your five senses when you pass away. They get heightened.
Okay.
By like a million. Your vision, your hearing, your sight, your smell, your touch, it is super sensitive. Way more sensitive than here on earth. So, but the smell, if you was to smell that right now, you would die.
I probably would.
It would. There's nothing even close to this smell. Even the smell has a spiritual component to it. Everything has a spiritual, because you're in the spirit realm. And we're so used to being in the flesh, we don't realize how much we're protected here in the flesh. How much God protects us from all the stuff. We take it for granted.
And how did you know, Dominique, that it wasn't a dream? Because some people will say, oh, it probably was a dream.
No. Listen, it's more real than the life I'm living now. This is a dream. See, I've been on the spiritual side. This is a dream. The spirit life is real. And I can give you an example of that. Like the clothes we have on now, right? Or the table we sit, it came from the spirit realm. It came from somebody's imagination first, right? It was a thought first. And the leftovers are the material. The leftovers are not real as the thought. But the enemy is thinking that the leftovers are more real than where they came from. So to me, this is a dream. When you have a sample of the spirit realm, ain't no. This ain't, it wasn't no bad dream. This wasn't no.
Okay.
No way. The feelings, everything is way more exaggerated than you can even imagine here or in your dream. You can't even dream dreams that's sensitive or that sense is so heightened. It's not a dream.
So you were basically dead at that time.
Yes.
Okay. And it was clinically proven at
3 minutes and 47 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So they gave up. It was probably longer than that, honestly, but that's when they clocked it and they gave up.
So you're going down a tunnel, right? You're feeling the darkness. The darkness is so intense.
It's not even
okay.
It's just nothingness, but I'm falling so fast. But it's not even a tunnel. It wasn't even a tunnel. So I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I had to make that. It wasn't a tunnel.
So when you're falling and you're feeling this, your senses are heightened. Okay, tell me what happened next. I'm excited about this. This is interesting.
The smell. Like I told you, that smell. But then I saw a little light. It was so bright. It was a little light. And as I'm looking at the light, it got my attention. You know, I'm looking, but it started getting bigger and bigger because I'm getting closer to it. Then I felt heat. I started to get hot. And see, the heat is even different. It's not like a hot summer day or you burn your hand on the stove heat.
Right.
That's even a lie. The heat is gripping. It is beyond. I can't even. It's hot. I'm just telling you. But it's a different type of hot. But as I'm getting in this portal, it started getting bigger. And I'm looking at it and I noticed it's rocks that were so hot that they were orange, white, yellow, like they were piping hot, like I was falling into a well. This would a tunnel come, because it looked like I was falling from nothingness into this well, like hole with rocks. And as soon as I felt it, it was like it sucked me in. You could just suck me in, and then I hit the ground. Boom! I hit the ground, and that's when I noticed I couldn't. I felt like I was like 1,000-some pounds. I couldn't move right because I was so used to being in my physical body. You know, just moving me, get up, run, let me do something. You can't. Then I heard it was like, it was a big flaming sound. And the first thing I noticed was a pit that was right in front of me. Huge pit. That's when I started hearing, because I heard screams and stuff like that before on the way hitting the portal. But I was so confused is because I was hearing. The way to explain it is like if you go to a stadium and everybody screaming at the same time. You know, you can barely make out any individual scream. But in there, you can have 1 million people screaming, and you can individualize each scream at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how heightened and aware that you are. You're so beyond awareness. It is like so acute. It is unbelievable. You can hear everybody screaming, but you can individualize it simultaneously. Even if it was 2 million people, 3 million people, you can hear each individual.
So did you see a lot of people in there? Was it
the first pit? The first pit. That's when I looked. It had to be like, I would say from 100 to 1,000 people. Okay, but these pits were in a perfect rows, but they go miles as far as your eye can see. I'm talking about miles and miles of these pits. And
that's how many people in hell.
Do like this. Say 1,
Jesus.
2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more people just went to hell.
Oh my God.
Every second that passes, somebody died on this earth and went to hell. It's always growing. It's always growing. It ain't gonna be no such things like the jails. Oh, we're to capacity, so we're just gonna put you on probation. No. They got room. Come on in. It's forever growing. And the scariest part is it's happening right now as we speak. That place exists. It exists.
Some people don't believe that. First, they don't believe it's a God, but they don't believe that it is a hell or heaven. They believe hell is on earth.
Yeah, and that's why they call us stupid humans too. That's what the demons was calling us. I'll get to that in a minute.
Oh, wow.
See, they don't want you to believe in it, so you can get there. How can you fight the enemy that you think is a fairy tale?
Wow.
You already lost. So they can do anything they want to you, and there ain't no problem because you don't even think they're real.
Don't even think they're real.
Yeah. So you already lost. So they want you not to believe in it. They want you to think it's a fairy tale. Just like I used to. I thought it was a scare tactic.
When you saw all those people in hell and they were screaming, I mean, I know you was beyond terrified. You were just like,
especially when I saw the things that was keeping them in the pits. See, around the pits, there was these demons. Some of them like 13 to 18 feet tall. Some of them was big as this 10. They're all over, and the people were trying to crawl out. Some of them just had like bones. Some of them had flesh hanging off of them. Some of them had all of their flesh on them. And they were taking them, they were dunking them back in. They would see these spears, they were stabbing them back in, laughing, kicking them back in. All the pits had demons around and keeping people in the pits from crawling out of them. Okay? Yeah. And it was like the pits were full of lava. I'm talking about, like lava.
Volcano.
Lava volcano, create an island lava. Yeah. Like, and people in there dunking on each other, trying to step over each other, trying to get out, getting smashed back in, getting their eyes gouged out by spears, picked up, laughed, dunked back in. Like, yeah, that's what really got me. That's what really. And then, you know what the tormenting part was? I can feel when the people were screaming, it hurts. It hurts your whole body. It hurts your whole body. And that's one thing in hell. You don't have a physical body. You have your spirit body. So just say if I smacked you in the hand, you'll feel it in your hand. I punch you in the eye. No, in your spirit body, you feel it through your whole body simultaneously at the same time. There's no isolated part. You don't have a nervous system. You and your spirit body. So that's why the torture is even way worse. So you can't just feel it right here. You get stabbed right here, you feel it through your whole body. So yeah, that magnifies the suffering even more. So that's why I think now that I know in hindsight why that heat felt way more over exaggerated, because I was feeling it all at the same time. It wasn't just an isolated hotter spot than the other. You know, it's deep. It's deep.
So when you were seeing these people being, tortured and brought back into the lava, what were you doing at the time? You were just watching?
I was trying to move. I was trying to crawl away, but there's no way to crawl away too, because the flames kept illuminating in the place. And the more and more I saw these bugs, these big worms. They were like thick as soda cans, okay? And I'm trying to crawl because all of these maggot things, they start to crawl towards me. I'm trying to get up.
Wow.
All of a sudden, I feel a hand. And I saw a finger come across my vision. The finger was like this thick. and the nail, the claw was like this long, gripped my whole head. See, these things look like reptiles too, by the way, you all. They look like ugly, deformed, stinking, and that smell mostly comes from them too. They stink. That was them. And they look like reptiles. Some of them had bloodshot red eyes with the slits down the middle, and some of them had the bright yellow with the slits down the middle. But they all had a reptilian look to them. They all looked like reptiles, but just deformed. Their body was unproportioned, like their arm was down here. Some of them, their waist. And that's, you know what's so scary? When I was looking at a lot of them, how they walked, they look like some of these dances that they do these days.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the moonwalk and
moonwalk, the crip walk, blood walk, all of those, like we call it the hot foot, the stepping and all of that stuff. That's how these demons walk.
What?
I know is a lot of this comes from hell. Just the way they walk. I'm telling you, like some of them are so deformed, but the way they walk, it look like they were dancing. The way they walk, I'm just saying, it is. Wow. Yeah, a lot of this stuff we think here on earth, it comes from earth. No, it comes from hell itself. I'm just telling you. A lot of these songs, a lot of this music comes from hell itself. I'm just, hey, people, they ain't gotta believe me, but everybody, hopefully you won't experience hell to say, oh no, because it's real.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff comes from hell.
Yeah, that's crazy. There's no trolling in here today, y'all. Hello to everybody. Let's be respectful to our guests, so no trolling. But
they can say what they want to say. They can say, what do they say? They can say whatever they want.
Yeah, but this is not the time for that. But anyway, so as you seeing all of that, you're seeing these demons or whatever, and you're trying to crawl away. Tell me what's going on next after you're trying to get away.
I told you I felt like I was wearing a heavy suit. A big, a big wetsuit that weighed 1,000 pounds, so I couldn't move. But this thing grabbed me in the back of the head and just threw me like I was nothing. It just took me and just threw me like, I didn't even see. I just saw the big hand. I could feel the power behind it, and it just threw me. But it threw me against the side like I thought it was like a mountain, like stony. It was a mountain. But then when I looked, they had rows of cells built in the side of the mountain. But then when I looked up, because I grew up in skyscrapers my whole life, 25th floor, 16th floor, these things were so high, but it was built in the side of a mountain with jail cells, the old school with the rusty bars and everything, as far as you can look up. And see, remember I told you guys, when you're in eternity, you know that you know. You can look at somebody in hell and know why they're there. It's like if somebody saw me, they don't know why I'm there. When I looked, I knew this place was ancient. I'm talking about these people in there were like from before, like biblical times, period. Like these people were in there, oh yeah. And they were in there for witchcraft. They were in there for worshiping demons. They were in there for worshiping nature. All of this, like, and this stuff is not new. All the new age stuff that we got going on, all of this stuff is very ancient. And you can tell them people who were in there because they've been in there for a long, long time. And for those purposes, like, yeah, it's nuts.
So most of the people that were they skeletons or all, they were just a mix.
Some of them look like zombie with the flesh hanging off of them. Some of them were just pure bones. Some of them were just pure, charred, dirty bones. But they still got a voice. They screaming. You can hear them screaming. You can hear them cursing out God. You can hear them all. Yeah, you can still hear them. And it looks like skeletons talking. It's the weird. It's hard to explain. It's weird. It's pretty weird.
So did any of the demons, while they were attacking other people, did they ever see you? Or
see, that's how I look in hindsight. That's how I know that the Lord was with me. I know for a fact that the Lord was with me because a couple of them looked and glanced at me, but like I got swooped up a couple of times and they ripped open my mouth. Okay. And poured. See, they enjoy it. I want to tell people this. You don't have to believe me or not. Demons love to keep you in a state of depression, anxiety, anger, confusion, because that's their food. The feeling that you feel when you're going through these things, that's food for them. They literally eat off that. That's why they always keep you in a state of depression or anxiety, or always you can never relax because they're eating off you. So in hell, when they was torturing people, they were eating that pain. They were eating off that. It's pure energy to these things. That's why it makes sense why everybody's so depressed. Out of 10 people, you got 8 people depressed on anxiety pills and doing all of this. That's not a mistake. That's their food. So that's why I tell people to fight for their attitude. It's up to you to fight for your attitude. It's up to you to have a relationship with God. It's up to you not to tolerate and keep boundaries and because I'm telling you, you feeding these things. And not only that, they roll just like gangs do. They're going to invite the homies. Let's go. Hey, look, we got a buffet over here with this one. They're going to invite more and more to come and eat off you, and they come and feed off you. I'm telling you. So when I saw that, I'm telling you, I saw that right there. How these demons, you know the worst demons are in there? The little ones. The little ones is like this big.
What?
The little ones. The littlest ones are the most powerful ones, is because they the ones who come back and forth from hell to the earth. They call monitoring and familiar spirits.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I talked about that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for yeah, they the most powerful ones because they got important assignments. They got a very
the monitoring spirits. They basically are the same as familiar. They basically watch your life. Basically, they come from generation to generation in your family. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And they watch you, and what they do is go report. They go snitch on you, pretty much. It's like, oh, okay, Dominic is about to have a breakthrough with this. So then they go and they say, no, we need to send some more powerful. See, it's all organized. All demons don't have the same power. Like all angels don't have the same power. You got different levels, right? So if you're more powerful in the spirit, they're not going to send no foot soldiers after you because they're going to be harmless. So they're going to send some high-ranking generals after you to try to darken you. See what I mean? It's all war. It's a real strategy behind all these things. And the little ones, they got so much hate for you. Holy moly. Like I told you, if you can feel their hate, you will die.
So demons are not our friends because you'll have some people that actually pray to demons, and some people believe that they work for us.
Yeah, right.
That's people's belief.
Right. Yeah, they you know what? You know what they do the same to Satanists in hell what they do to Christians. They torture them just as bad.
So you mean to tell me, Dominic, you mean to tell me church folks are in hell?
Yeah. Actually,
wow.
You know, hell has many compartments and departments, right? There's a compartment made just for gossiping Christians. Do you know how many as far as who in there for gossiping? And they were so-called Christians. I'm telling you, it's real.
I wonder why gossip is such a big thing to send you to hell. Can you explain that?
Yeah, because people don't understand behind the scenes, when you try to degrade somebody, when you try to roast somebody, when you do that, spiritually behind the scenes, you're setting off a chain of events for that person's life. You're setting off a chain of events to get that person hurt. You have no idea how powerful your words are, especially if you're lying on somebody or over-exaggerating on the gossip to make them look bad, feel bad, degrade them. It is the worst thing you can do because spiritually you are killing that person. Spiritually, you are robbing that person. Spiritually, you're making that person look bad in front of everybody else, and you're shutting the opportunities and doors for that person. So it's no such thing as a little innocent gossip. Even if you listen to it without speaking, you're just as bogus as the person that's speaking it. Even participating by listening to it. Not just saying, hey, I don't want to hear that. That's what I do. That's their business. I can imagine what you say about me.
Exactly.
So you know what I'm saying? I ain't want to hang with you. I got no time for that.
Wow, that's crazy. Hello to everybody that came in. I hope I spoke to everybody. I can't speak to you individually, but welcome. So, wow, this is crazy, Dominic. Yeah. So as you're going through this, they pull your mouth apart. Now, what did they do?
My jaw. They broke open my jaw and poured a bucket of lava down my throat. And when I tell you something, okay, see, yeah, I just gotta stop sometime. But you don't understand, you all, like when I was telling you that you rejuvenate. Mm-hmm. So it's just imagine somebody you taking a scalding bucket of. You ever had hot tea before? That
Right.
was hotter. Imagine that. Hotter and hotter, way hotter than you can imagine. But a whole big poured all over you, down your throat and down your. You can feel it just. Yeah, it's beyond. But then the fact is, I came right back, and they did it again, and I came right back, and there's no getting used to it. Some people say, "Well, I can get used to that pain, like you here on Earth. I get used to it." You start over fresh. You start over as if it never happened to you. And I knew the Lord was with me because a lot of the pain and a lot of stuff that I was being tortured, it was minimized. It had to be. It had to be. I think he was just showing me, giving me a spanking, showing me the different compartments and showing me different places.
Because he gave you more than a spanking.
Oh yeah, yes.
That was extreme.
Yeah, but hey, I'm glad it happened. It's like I already, I thank the guy that shot me because he saved my life. He saved my life.
So as you're going through this, I know you're kind of like, when am I gonna get out of here? Like, how am I gonna get out of here?
That's hope. See, that comes from God. You say, I'm not getting out of it. You say the opposite. And beyond all the tortures and the screams and the heat and the pain I was feeling, what hurt me the worst was the fact that I knew I belonged there.
What do you mean?
I knew I belonged there. I had no rebuttals. I had no case. I had no, that you belong. You're getting what you deserve. You know you belong there.
So Santa
all the everything you see every time that I've seen people there sitting there biting, trying to eating their own flesh off over and over again. They're sitting there regretting. And he was showing them in their minds how many invitations daily he gave to them to change their life, how many people he sent their way, even how many he used movies and different commercials to catch their attention to try to invite them to change their life. And they never took it. They ignored it. And they sitting there regretting it. Wish I could have, would have, should have. And he's showing you all over all the invites he gave you every day of your life. And you just know that you belong there because you rejected him. You rejected it all.
So your Santeria couldn't save you.
Nope. None of that. No Muhammad's, no Buddhas, no Krishnas, no Sanserias. I don't even like saying their name because even if you use their name, they can show up. That's how.
Lord.
Yeah. So those people, even Beyonce, be using their names in her songs. By the way.
Oh, which song?
I got. Hold on. My friend just sent me. I don't even want to listen to it.
I know she used to talk. I know she talks about Ashun.
Oh, yep. Don't say that. That's one. Don't even. Yes. Okay. See, I don't even want to listen, guys. People don't understand how powerful this is, and they don't want you to believe in it. They want you to think it's just entertainment. It's just fun. Yeah. Little scary nice story. Let's play the Ouija board. Let's just have a little fun. Listen, you all. Whew. I'm telling you, they'll tear your life up until you die. They're gonna tear your life up. You playing around, listening to these songs, they're thinking it's cool. And it's like I say, I'm here to tell the truth. You know what I mean? Y'all Beyonce fans, y'all go have fun with that. But just wondering why stuff keep happening in your life. Just wondering why stuff, when you're thinking stuff going so well for you, all of a sudden, things keep happening. It's the music you're listening to, the open portals. It's the movie that you watch, the open portals. It's the words that come out of your mouth, the open portals. It's the things that you even taught, everything. That's why the Lord said, protect your gates, which is your eyes and your ears. We protect everything else, don't we? You protect your car, right? With alarms, you got guns, protect yourself and your house. But everybody's heart is just wide open. There's no guards for your heart, no guards for your soul. None. And I'm telling you, people.
So did you, you saw all types of people in hell as you were experiencing things. You could see why certain people were in hell. They knew why you were there. So did you ever, what other type of people did you see there? I know you said you saw ancient people there. You saw some church people there.
Oh, I saw the sexually promiscuous there. I'm just saying that word nicely. Y'all know what that means.
Right.
Y'all know what that means. Sexually promiscuous. And the first thing I saw was this young lady being raped on the table by like 8 or 9 demons. Okay. Now you could take the worst pornography movie and it still ain't coming close. Every hole that she had, eye sockets, nose, ears, was getting penetrated. everything. But I'm telling you, it's not. It's everything. They ripping this lady apart. She's coming right back, and they just, yeah, it's bad. They were taking men, getting their penises erect, and raping them with their own penises.
Oh my God.
Facts. Yeah. I'm telling you, the stuff that they were doing in that sexual compartment to the people. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I've been putting it in my book anyway, but it's real. It's bad.
So when people hear your story, how do they respond? Do they like, oh man, that didn't happen? That's some Christian propaganda or something like that. What do they say? Because
you know what? Those a lot of, you know what? A few only say that. Only a few. Only a few. It's always a few who are ignorant. It's only always a few who still got demonic presence in them and who don't want people to hear the truth.
Right.
The majority of the people, they're listening. They're listening. They're asking questions, and they want to know how to avoid that place.
I know that's right.
They're asking questions on how to avoid that place. Instead of thinking it's a joke. Like I told you, people can roast me, talk about how I look, talk about how I sound, talk about my story, talk about everything. I'm so bypass all of that because I know I'm trying to get back home and I'm not going back there. I have a whole nother mission that's beyond the philosophies and the criteria of these regular people with regular temporary goals. No, I found my eternal goal. I have an eternal purpose. So this temporary stuff is nothing to me. I'm not a people pleaser. I'm just here to wake people up. Same way Noah was telling people, and they was roasting him, laughing at him. And he's saying, hey, y'all, it's coming. But as soon as the rain start hitting, now they want to be on the side of the ark trying to get in.
Yeah, they trying to get in.
They trying to get in. So the non-believers, I pray for them because I don't want nobody to go there. No matter how bad people don't believe me or want to dismiss me. I still don't want them to go there because it's so horrible. You can't even fathom it. You will still have compassion. You have compassion for anybody in that situation. That's how horrible it is. So,
did you see any family members or people you knew?
I probably did, but you're not thinking about that. You ain't thinking about that. I'm telling you, I was surrounded by so many people, and you ain't seeing no families, people, no family members. You ain't think you so much in torment and so terrified. You're not thinking about none of that. I can promise you, you ain't honoring none of that. You ain't seeing, oh, I saw my cousin and the Pookie and them, and I seen no. You so much engulfed in your own terror. Your cousin, your best friend can be right in front of your face. You are not acknowledging that. I'm telling you, you're not. You don't have the energy, the patience, the fortitude, the concentration to no.
So basically, it's so many people, but they're like in their own personal hell.
Yes. Wow. I like the people I saw in that one place that was eating their own flesh off. They were so much in their own torment. Like you go smack them and hello. They're gone. They're isolated in their own terror, in their own trauma. They're gone. There's nothing. You can't get their attention. Yeah.
Hello to everybody. If this don't make y'all think, I don't know what to tell you. Because this is some scary stuff.
And people that understand that you're gonna be held accountable. Hell don't need you to believe in it. So be arrogant, be prideful all you want. It don't need you, just like jail here. Don't need you to believe in it, do it. But go break the law, go to a butt and be locked up. You ain't gotta believe in jail. It believes in you. See, hell don't need you to believe in it. People are so arrogant and stuff and all that. Okay, have fun with that one. Go ahead.
Okay, so after they put the lava in your throat, they open your jaw, put the lava in your throat. Tell me some other experiences that happened in hell. See,
that's how I know, hindsight looking back, he was taking me to different because I keep getting sucked up. Every time I'm about to start going through something more, and I'm getting, that's the best way I can describe. You can see. It's like I'm being snatched up so hard and just tossed around. But I call this the center. I don't even know if it was the center, but it has the biggest pit. And the ground was moving like a waterbed. Like you've been on a waterbed and it's just constantly, that's how it was just moving. It was moving. But in this pit, it was something. I didn't see it. I didn't have to see it. It was so huge and it was chained up. You could hear the chains and you could hear it. It was so angry. This thing, see, that's when I knew instantly Lucifer is not the most powerful angel. He's the smartest one. He's the smartest one, but he's not the most powerful. Some of them were so diabolical that the Lord, they had to chain them up right away. But guess what? The one that I heard is going to be released here on earth. A lot of these that have been chained up and bound, they are going to be released. They are going to step foot here on the surface of this earth.
So they were in hell, but they were underground?
Yes. See, that's what I'm trying to
explain. You can feel them.
You can feel it, heal it. You can think, and it was kicking up rocks over the cliff, and then some of the demons, the other giants, would come and taking these hot coals, were dragging humans with them and stuffing the hot coals in their face, burning their face with them. Every time this thing would kick up rocks or kick up the hot, this thing was like white, piping orange hot, and the demons would grab them in their hand and just stuff them in people's faces. And this thing was so angry. This thing was so scared. I didn't have to see it. You can feel it because everything it's hard to explain. But this thing, I already knew it's going to be here on earth. And then when I started reading Revelations and started reading it, it made complete sense. A lot of these things that were chained up, especially the ones under the Euphrates River is dried up now, just like Revelation said. And now they're finding all types of stuff.
Cities, they said they can hear voices.
Yeah, that's them. That's some of them that's going to be released. And I was talking about this a long time ago, before the Euphrates even dried up, and that's what I'm saying. That's them. Watch when they get released. It's hell is going to be open. So even if people don't believe me, even before you die, you're going to get it. If you're still here, you're going to see it here on earth. You're going to see it when the two dimensions clash.
So you think, and this is kind of not off the subject, well, with your testimony it is, but it has something to do with the Euphrates and the other dimension of other demons coming over. Do you think that the CERN is what is starting to bring some of the demonic energy over into
the hydro in Switzerland, the biggest hydro particle collider, right? 17 miles big. Yeah, it's the portal. See, what they've been doing, they've been lying. They're talking about they're trying to create the God particle. No, what they've been doing for years is opening hell. They've been opening portals on purpose, people. Do your research. You know how many scientists died because they said, wait a minute, I didn't sign up for this. So then they died mysteriously in car accidents. 16 of them in 2 weeks just mysteriously died because they was like, no, we opening up stuff. They were coming out, leaking out, saying, no, we opening up portals, people, from different dimensions, and these things that are coming through are hostile to mankind. Those are demons. That's all it is. All it is, just like you said, the bottomless pit. I will give them to the keys to the bottomless pit to open up the pit. And what did he describe them? Looking like frogs coming out. That's the reptiles. Told you they had a reptile look. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. It's all making sense. So I do believe you hit it right on the head. CERN, Switzerland. Even as their number is 666 on the thing. If you look at it, and they have the god Shiva in front of the statue, the god of destruction. They do a little
destruction.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they throw it right in our face. So
it's like open in plain sight. So let me ask you this question, because it was one scientist. Was it Stephen Hawkins?
The paralyzed dude, the paraplegic.
Yes, he's the one that told them not to do it too.
Yes,
he said not to do it. He said that. He said that's not. You're looking for a God particle, but he said you're actually opening something that you shouldn't. So even because he was a known atheist, but even he knew that it's something spiritual behind that. Okay.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. And that they don't have a clue. They don't even have a clue. A lot of them do because they're working hand in hand with them. A lot of the governments and these secret governments and secret societies openly worship these things. They're openly in communication with them daily.
So they're gonna basically, some of them are masquerading as the aliens, like the alien takeovers, like you see all these movies, which is predictive programming. And so they're telling that the aliens are coming on, to the world. Do you think that some of that is going to be the, fallen angels, but they're going to be seen as aliens?
They did the same thing for centuries. They the same demons, but with a new costume.
Dang, that's
First, they
crazy.
was gods of old. Remember that? They were gods and goddesses. That was the costume.
Zeus and
Then they
all of
became
it.
superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
Now they aliens. It's the same ones with different costumes, you all. And they're not intergalactic. They're interdimensional, by the way. They're not intergalactic. They're interdimensional.
And explain that for those who don't.
They're not in outer space. All right. Okay. For example, right here, we're sitting. I'm sitting right here, and you're sitting there. There are all types of waves, microwaves, radio waves, going right through you. You can't even see them, right? You can't see them because they're in a different dimension, right? Just say, right? Just space I'm sitting in, there's probably something completely going on, totally different in a different dimension. We just can't sense it or feel it because it's out of our frequency range, right? So now what's going to happen is the frequencies, the pit, when they're trying to open up CERN, is going to merge and let their dimension enter in with our dimension. Like it's been happening all over the world anyway. It's already been slipping, happening anyway. Now it's going to happen with more frequency to the point where it's just going to happen.
Because if you look at it, Dominique, people are more angry. People are more, they're killing each other like just crazy, killing kids. I mean, it's been going on for, since the world's been here, but it's even more intense. And I think it's because of that the CERN and how the dark matter is coming over here, and it's really bringing that demonic energy over here. Amen. Wow, that's crazy.
It's better. It is. And then you have mankind selling out mankind. You have so many countries giving over because the same way that Satan has been promised to share their kingdom, you got these government fools and these secret societies that have been offered all types of things for eternity. They're going to get the same results as the Luciferians and the Satanists in hell right now, burning as we speak. The father of lies. Oh, you guys are with me. Don't worry. You're going to be great when we start this new world order, and you're going to be right here helping us. No. Watch what they're going to do to you once they use you to help you get this set up. Once they use the human scientists to break the key open for them to get through, they're going to dispose of them like they're going to do all of us. What did the Lord say? He said, if it wasn't for me to stop, right, to step in and stop this, there'll be no flesh left alive. I'm just telling you, it's about to get so bad. It's already getting so bad. But they keep us in a state of ignorance. They keep us in a state of ignorance because we do things that's not important. We're chasing stuff that's not important. We're trying to impress people who don't even care about us, wasting all our energy trying to look good, sound good, fake credentials, fake reputation. This is the matrix, people.
It's not going to matter.
It don't matter. It don't count. It don't count. So you waste all your energy when your energy can be used to getting closer to the Lord. Your energy can be used to getting more power, real authority. That's what I'm saying. That's what I walk in now. I'm so done with all of this regular. I'll stop being in a race a long time ago. This rat race of human competing with humans, keeping up with the Joneses. You can have all of that.
So let me go back, Dominique, because I kind of got over here when I got it. Because I'm kind of getting excited about this. Now listen, okay, so when you were in hell, you were seeing all these different people, and then it's like you were going through different areas in hell?
Yeah, different compartments. It's like different compartments or departments, however you want to put it, because hell looks very messed up, but it's highly organized. Mm-hmm. There's order in that chaos. It really is. Dang. There's order in that chaos. And another thing, what I saw from the middle that was coming from that's how I knew about the familiar and the monitoring spirits. They were coming in and out of that big portal where that big thing was I didn't even see. They were flying up and down, looking like black mist, going fast, going down. And I instantly knew those are monitoring spirits. They coming down, bringing information and taking stuff, taking reports back, bringing information, taking report constantly. Well,
they're giving information to a stronger demon to basically derail your life.
Yes. And then they bring that order, and then one of the principalities will get contacted or send a monitoring spirit to one of the overheads. I call them overseers because they're the most powerful ones, and then they'll respond back to what to do. So it's like, it reminds me, if I got a lot of people in prison for life, unfortunately, but they shot callers, right? So they still run the whole street gang from the prison.
Wow.
They give out shots. They still running the streets, even though they're in prison. They sending their little minions and everybody signing kites to do this, to do that. It's the same way it works in hell. Same way. Same way.
So you're seeing all this. Okay. So you've been dead all this time.
Yeah, and if I was only gone, I think I was gone longer than that, but it says medically on my records 3 minutes and 47 seconds. But I felt like I was there for months because time don't exist.
Time don't exist.
Time don't exist. You can go there for 50 seconds. I promise you're going to feel like you've been there for weeks. For real.
Jesus.
You're so thirsty, hungry, like you ain't eaten in months. You're so weak. You can't breathe because you're so used to psychologically breathing. You can't even, you're sitting there, but there's no oxygen down there. So you're making yourself hyperventilate. It's just bad. It's just bad all around, period.
Is there a sky or?
No. You know you're in the middle of the earth. There's nothing but stone rocks, lava, fumes, fume vents, and the sulfur smell, and they smell. It's just no. There's nothing beautiful. There's no relief. That's why I'm telling you. We take a little nap for granted. There's no rest. There's no pause. There's no quiet. There's no way you can go to get no relief. No relief.
So you're constantly hearing people screaming.
And it hurts you too. So you can feel it. You're constantly hurting because the screams hurt your body. When the demons talk, it hurts your body. Like and they got their own language, but yeah, you can understand everything they're saying.
They have their own language.
Yeah, demons have their own angels have their own language too. But the fallen angels have their own. That's where we get curse words from.
Oh Lord.
They pack. That's why I told you people need to watch how they talk. Your words are so valuable. See, Lucifer was a musician, but he's not the musician that we think as of here on earth with instruments and stuff. Music is nothing but the control and the manipulation of vibrations. He was the grand manipulator of universal vibrations. Okay. So how you think you can play a certain song and then make you get buck up, right?
Right.
I in clubs, I'm like, dang, mom's going
nuck if you buck.
Right? You can hear a song that make you cry.
Right.
Emotion. See, it's just the controlling. He's a master at controlling and manipulating vibrations. He knows humans inside out. So he's mastering the control of your vibrations. That's why everybody's controlled by music right now and the images. That's controlling your vibration. So he's controlling the vibration to a hellish vibration.
Wow.
See? So he's a musician, but it's not a musician as we think.
Did you ever see him?
No.
You never saw him. Okay.
No, I didn't. I didn't need to see him. His minions was enough for me.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's enough for me. I don't need to see him. I didn't see the Lord either.
But somehow you knew
I knew. Have you ever had a dream before, right? Where you can see you don't see a person, but you know they're there?
Right.
I knew he was there because a lot of stuff that was happening that was supposed to happen to me wasn't happening. And I can tell by the way the demons was looking, how they wanted to come at me, but then they'd back off. But I never knew he was there or behind me, anything, but they couldn't come at me all the way like they wanted to. A few times I know he let me get snatched up because I wasn't supposed to get out of that, but they just backed off, and then I get snatched up and take it to another part. It's deep. I know he was there. I know.
I don't even, this is blowing my mind. I just know I don't want to go there.
Yes.
That's all I know.
And it's all about relationship. It's not about works, you all. You can go do all the volunteering you want. You can go to church how many times you want, sing how many songs you want. That don't matter if it's not authentic. Those are just byproducts of you loving him. All those things are just showing reverence. Those are not the forms of worship. So truly knowing him, depending on him, literally depending on him, truly having a conversation with him. See, people love the idea of God instead of loving God itself. That's the problem. They love the idea of him, but they don't know who he is. They don't have a clue who he is. They don't love him. They really don't. Because if they did, they wouldn't act the way they act. They would spend most of their time, every free moment with him. If they knew how powerful and how special he is to us, they would spend every breaking moment. I'm just telling you. Like, this is my life. It's just to warn people, and this is my whole life. I have no life outside of him. It's the only purpose why he brought me back, and I'm going to live it to the fullest to do what I was required to do or commissioned to do. But people don't understand how much chances you get. Every moment that passes, eternity lives behind every moment. Mm-hmm. Think about that. Everybody kicking it. Oh, I'm going to change next week. Who told you you're going to be here next week?
Yep.
Told you we lost 8 people in 2 months already right now from getting shot up or this fentanyl stuff that they out there using. And we out here on the streets for real. Like, this ain't no game to us. This is not a joke. This is not. That's why I say people can say whatever they want. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. This is a war. And they're going to be the first people who are going to get ran over.
So let me ask you a question. Like, in parts of hell, there's different categories of sins, right? Like, you saw people that did witchcraft, people that gossip,
racist people, racist people who all they doing is getting big boulders dropped on them. Do you take them off again? Dropping them on. It was, you know what? It's not funny, so I'm not laughing, but I'm just saying, it's like people don't get it. Every action that you have, like I was saying at the beginning, everyone sins in every category almost. But everyone has one specialty sin that sticks out in their personality that they do the most. Whether it be lust, stealing, gossiping, right? Gluttony, everybody has a specialty sin. And that specialty sin that sticks out in your personality the most is what department you're going to. Period. Because we sin on all spectrums, but we all have one that really is the top dog in our personality. And that's the one you're going to go, that's what you're going to get categorized and shipped to. Yeah. I noticed that theme instantly. I noticed that theme.
What about the false prophets and things of that nature?
They ain't there with the deacons in them. They ain't there with the fake rabbis and all of them. Oh yeah, everybody. See, if you're not doing it from a place of authenticity, you're stealing money. You just want to represent God to look like you're smart. You want everybody just to come to your church. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it.
Worse.
Listen, remember the Lord. See, people don't read the scriptures enough because he already gave us all the clues. He gave us all the clues that we need. He even said it yourself, like, you better off, right? Not being lukewarm. Don't be lukewarm and say that you're a Christian and you're a follower of me and not, because you're better off just by saying you don't know me at all and never follow me at all. Because that is, if you go to hell, like if you were op, right? If you go to prison, okay, you were once in the gang with this gang, right? But you left them alone and start going to this gang. But now when you go lock back up, you lock back up with the gang that you left for another gang. Do you get what I'm saying? So, they were like, oh, so you one of those fake Christians. Now on top of you a Christian, but you was a fake one too that was hating on us? Listen, you all, they're going to have a field day. They have a field day with Christians there. And you know why a lot of Christians are there? Because they thought they was once saved, always saved. That's from the pits of hell itself. That's like you get a job. Are you guaranteed to be at the job for life because they hired you? No. You don't keep performing right. You ain't making your quotas. You always late. You doing it. You're going to get fired. So what makes you can get baptized once and I can go back to living Lucifer's life and I'm cool and I'm saved? See, people, it's a trap. Speaking of trap, why did our people, in that cause I can't stand it, make songs about a trap? They proud of the trap. I make money in the trap. They all lived in the trap. I represent the trap. I'm from the trap. You glorifying the trap? That's how, that's stupid. I'm telling you, our people are just, it just, sister, bless you.
Thank you. Wow. Do you remember years ago there was a lady named, I think her name was Mary Kay or Mary Baxter or something like that. And she did a book called Divine Revelation of Hell. Did you ever read that book?
No, somebody the other day, when I was in my ministry, said I should read that book. I think her name was Mary something. They're gonna send me a copy. They said it blew their mind because of the a lot of it. What she was talking about, what I was talking about as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading that too. I heard about it, but no, I haven't read it yet. So I'm looking forward to reading it.
I'm telling you, it sounded so familiar with some of the things that you were saying. And a lot of people, they'll hear this and be like, oh, that's fake, false, she's false or whatever. But I'm like this. I would rather be right than wrong.
Hey, listen, like I say, one thing we all have in common is death. And go for it. Keep living the way you want to live. Don't think I'm lying, think I'm making this up. That's not my job. I don't have to fight for this. I don't have to debate. That's one thing about the spirit of truth. I don't have to do nothing. I don't have to touch it up. I don't have to do anything. The Lord sent me to do this. I'm just doing what I'm told to do, and I got to keep it moving. That's it. So one thing guaranteed is death.
So what was the last thing you saw before you just swooped out of there? How did you come back to yourself?
See, and that's another thing. I knew the Lord had to be behind me because I was standing on a cliff, like it was an edge. It was like a ledge, and there were people on this side of me, and then people on this side of me, and we were standing over. And I looked down, and it looked like a path, like a narrow path, like a little pathway, and it was like a dead forest, and it was like sand that looked like it was burned. It just looked messed up. It was just dark. But then when I looked down, you can see people. I was looking, and you can see people. And they had these reptilian things like guards walking them, and then we in chains. Someone was skeleton, you know what I mean? Someone had flesh, like they just ripped all up, but they were walking. But then something said, look up. I looked up, and wow, it's these gates. They were like 180 to 100 feet tall, old gates, and it was like an old castle-like looking structures behind these gates, like a whole city. In my heart, like you talking about being scared, I knew then. See, this is the kicker. I knew that was the real hell. Everything that I've been through was orientation compared to that place. Like if I was to go through those, facts.
How did the gates look? I know you said they were really tall, but
they looked rusty, but they looked like old beat up gems. Like they used to look pretty, like they used to have rubies and stuff. Like, but they were all like the jewels have been snatched out of them, gougy, rusted, and they had like these lot of shapes to them, weird shapes at the top. I remember, never forget, because of they like spiny thing. You know what it looks like? Thank you, Lord. It looks like the medical symbol. With the two serpents intertwined with each other.
Yeah.
They had a lot of those on the top of the things, but with no serpent, but the actual things would just look serpentish, like
twisted.
Yeah, they were twisted. But as we looking down, then it's like that's how I was thinking that I knew the Lord was behind us, because one of them looked up and then they start screaming. Like they were talking to us, but this whole time there was no fellowship or nothing. I think they were talking to the Lord, but then they were screaming, saying, "Don't come here."
They were telling you,
telling us, "Don't come." So I think like that was the only time I heard any interaction. That's how I know the Lord had to be standing behind us or behind me, because as soon as one looked up, they looked, and they were just going crazy with the chains on, and they were screaming, "Don't come, don't." But when I looked, and then I looked again, and I knew if I was to have gone to made it past those gates, it was over with. And that place was 1,000,000 times worse than what I couldn't even fathom where I just came from. It's like you can't think it can get any worse. But that was like kindergarten compared to that place. And you just know it. All of a sudden, as I'm standing there, it's like a touch on my shoulder. And this is why I really do this. Because I want just that one little touch on my shoulder. I felt so the love, man. the power, the love, and the power behind it. It is the same way the fear and stuff in hell is undescribable. The love and that peace and that power that I felt in a thousandth of a second, I want that forever. Like, is it beyond anything? That's why I'm chasing it to this moment. I can't even fathom how much love and how much peace and how free and how much. And as soon as I got that touch, it's just like, and then I got slammed down right into my body in the hospital bed. And that was the worst feeling ever because I felt nasty. I felt like I was literally wearing my body. It felt like I had on a whole bunch of outfits dipped in cold water. Just imagine you put ice cold water, put an outfit, and then put on another one, and put on another one. I felt heavy and I felt cold and it felt nasty. It felt nasty. It was, yeah. And it took like 2 weeks for me to get over that feeling too, of being like I was literally wearing my body. Like I know it's just a suit.
So when you, woke up, and did your wife tell you were dead? And
oh no, it was a nurse in the room, and I heard people all in the hallway. I can hear a lot of commotion and stuff in the hallway. They already were taking these tube things out of me. They had the blanket folded up, like they were kind of wrapping up the show. The nurse, one of the nurses looked back at me. I made eye contact. She flipped out. She almost fell. She ran around the corner trying to tell everybody to come here to hear something.
She got scared.
Yeah, she was scared. So I'm getting scared because, first of all, I didn't want to close my eyes. I can still smell hell. I can still hear it. And I'm just flipping. Mr. Morrow, calm down. They're trying to hold me down. I'm flipping out. I don't know. I didn't want to close my eyes. Nothing. They thought I was going crazy. I'm just telling them, don't let me go back.
I know that's right.
I was flipping out. Like,
right.
I was flipping out. It took a long time. And then they end up letting my family come in after they got me calmed down and got me sedated. And then I had to go to emergency surgery right after that. So then I was panicking then because they had to put me to sleep. And I didn't want to go for it. But they were like, if you don't have the surgery, you're going to go back to wherever you just came from. All right, let's go do the surgery.
That's right.
Let's go.
So when you did the surgery, you didn't go back there.
I didn't go back. I didn't go back. No, I didn't go back.
Do you remember any, did you have any dreams or any revelations?
No, I just kept smelling it. I kept smelling sulfur. I kept and just sitting there. I couldn't watch television. I couldn't do nothing because everything was reminding me of it. I'll see a little face or something, like, you know what I'm saying? Or and it reminded me. No TV. I didn't want music. I didn't want nothing. And it took me some years to get over that. I still got PTSD over it. Certain spells I can't. Oh yeah.
So what year did this happen in, Dominic?
2009.
Wow. And is it still sometimes hard for you to go to sleep?
Yeah, my wife would tell you. Yeah, I barely sleep. Honestly, I get like 3 hours a night. I'm not over exaggerating. Yeah, wow. My family will tell you. My kids will tell you. I can't. It's hard for me to sleep, and I'm a very light sleeper too. Now I'm super light. Like, I hear any little thing, I'm up. I just always got a guard on me. So I've been asking the Lord over the years to give me that peace. Because I haven't had a good night's sleep in I don't know how long. Like a hard, good night's sleep. And I sleep in spurts too. Because I'm always waking up if I hear a little sound of anything. And then I have a lot of dreams, still reoccurring dreams of it. You know, I can't be around matches, smell of sulfur, anything even close to that, because that'll drive me nuts. Yeah,
that's a pretty unusual experience. So I would assume that that's going to be something really hard to kind of get over.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm not over it because it keeps me in mode, keeps me in God mode all 24/7.
Yeah,
I don't want to get over it because I need something to keep me disciplined. I'm not, so it doesn't bother me. I get a little irritable when I'm overtired, but other than that, it doesn't bother me.
So when you told your wife or your family about this story, what were they thinking? How was their response at the time?
Well, they know that I'm serious. So, you know what I'm saying? 80% of them, but a lot of my family are goofy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them still in the streets. A lot of them still don't care about spirituality. So they don't acknowledge it. But my family they took it for real because they know. They know. They
So
know.
after that, you recovered from your surgery. How did your life change after that? After the recovery?
Well, it took a long time. See, people don't understand. It just didn't come instantly. Like I just woke
Mhm.
up and I became godly. No, it took years. It took years for me to get over that. Actually, I started smoking weed and drinking more alcohol because I was so stressed out about the event.
Imagine.
Do you see what I'm saying? So I just didn't come
Yeah.
up out of it, and I wasn't just like, oh, floating and all of this holy stuff.
Right.
No, it took years for him to work on me, but it did
Right.
change my perspective completely. Like it definitely um, made me not take things for granted. It made me start spending more time with him. You know what I mean? I went out of my way to start spending more time until I really start to get to personally know him to the point where it's just like, no, I don't feel right without spending time with him. So that relationship just grew. So it took some years for me to actually really get to this point of full surrenderance, may I say.
Have you ever seen a horror movie that reminded you of your experience?
I saw one, and I don't even like to watch them. That's why I tell my children, most of them grown now. We don't get down like that. But one I did run across that reminded me of one of their faces. I don't know if you ever seen Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
One of them that got kind of close to one of them, but they all got different. Some of them look like animals mixed with reptiles, so deformed. Like, but I would say when I saw that humanoid looking thing, I said, okay, they must be tapped in. Hollywood obviously is tapped into demonic forces, obviously. But yeah, that was one that looked real close. That Jeepers Creepers looking dude. He looked like one of
Wow.
them. But more of a more of a reptile pronunciation. But as far as that, yeah, he reminded me of one of them.
Oh my God. This is some scary stuff. Y'all, hello to everybody that came in. I mean, this is absolutely incredible. I mean, I don't ever want to smell or see that place. Like, that's
I hope
something.
nobody does. Even those who don't like me, I hope you don't see that place. I told you, you can have your worst enemy. You will not want him there, him or her there. I can promise you that.
Oh my gosh. That
Yeah.
is so crazy. Um, Dominique, I'm gonna have to have you back. We're gonna have to talk
I would
about
love
something else.
I would love to come back. I would love
We're gonna have to, because see, I like talking about a lot of different things,
Mhm.
and some of the things I wanted to ask you about the nine principles. I was thinking about, what is that guy, John Ramirez? Have you heard of him, John Ramirez?
Oh yeah, that's my guy from New York.
Right, he Puerto Rican guy.
Yeah.
And he talks about that too. I believe he was into Santeria. He was also
Mhm.
a warlock, and
Yeah.
he
He
talks
was in
about,
it. Yeah, he was dedicated to his craft.
right.
I wasn't dedicated to it. I was just using demons to get money and protection. He was into it for the real purpose. I was into it just to get material things.
Do you think that some people that use Santeria, are they in the drug gang, or are they in like
Everything. They
the government?
doctors, lawyers, government, school principals, teachers, drug dealers, gang members, janitors. They everywhere. And you would never know. You would never know. They can be dressed like a judge during the day. At night, they drinking kids' blood, doing a ritual. I promise you.
My
Now
God.
that's the whole key. They want you to be professional. They want you to blend in. They don't want you to be. They make fun of the gothic ones. The Satanists that look all gothically and all of this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The real ones, don't. They want you to blend in. They don't want. They're very nice, very polite people, very giving. But at night, you catch them at these rituals. Yeah. Oh yeah. They do things that you can't even imagine, especially the little children. Unfortunately.
Games and Reps want to know, did some of them look like dinosaurs? I don't know if Games and Reps is trolling me, but he
No,
wants.
no. That's a good question. They all look like reptilians. I don't know which kind of dinosaur, but a lot of them had that skin, that reptoid skin. But I didn't see no T-Rex or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Looking things. No, they humanoid. They look humanoid, but it's deformed.
Yeah, so wow, this is some, I'm telling you. So I'm gonna get with you for next week. If you have some time,
let me know. I'll be glad to come back on.
I'm going to talk to you some more, guys. I have his information in the title. If you go in the description box, you'll see his information as well as his 2 books that he has out. I have his Cash App in there as well for those who want to support his ministry. Guys, this was I had a wonderful time. Scary, but wonderful. Well, wonderful. So I look forward to seeing you on next week, God willing. Last words that you would like to tell my audience and the people that will maybe come through and look at the playback.
Last words I have to say is live with a sense of urgency. You're not promised time. You're not promised the next 5 seconds. And what do you have to lose by trying to establish a relationship with the Lord? You gave everything else a chance or a try. What do you have to lose by trying? I'm just saying you doubted me, but everybody know in the back of your conscience, you know, what if I'm right? I'm just telling you, man, I'm just going to leave it at that. And I just hope you guys take this and reach out to him, reach out to the Lord, reach out to our Father God, please, and be managed by the Holy Spirit and watch what happens to you. Just give it a shot. And please don't go to that place. And you're not promised a thing. Quit treating God like a diet. Meaning don't put him off to next week. Do it now. So that's all I have.
Oh, thank you. Wow, that was powerful. Thank you so much, Mr. Dominic. I will be contacting you, and I got a love offering for you. Those who would like to check Dominic out. Thank you, Commander, for putting his YouTube page as well in the chat so people can sub up to them, those who are interested in it. Amen. Guys, I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, this is something, it sounds crazy. It sounds so far-fetched, but what if he's right? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be on the wrong side. You understand? So this is something to think about. You know, I like to have shows now where I have other people to think. And this was something that I thank God that I saw your testimony and I reached out to you and Amen. You were so open to having a conversation with me today. And I can't say nothing but thank you. And I got something for you as well.
Thank you. But like I say, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get this message out.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Dominic.
Thank you. You're a blessing.
All right. And I got you. I will be contacting you in a couple of days.
Okay. Please do.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Take it easy.
Take it easy.
All right.
Guys, you heard it. You heard it from Mr. Dominic. The good news. Hey, it's up to you now. So however you take it, hey, it's how you take it. But guys, yeah, this was very interesting and thought-provoking. So don't let this fall on deaf ears. Thank you so much, guys, for coming through. And again, if you go to my description box, you will find all the different ways that you can contact Mr. Dominic Morrow and support his ministry as well. So guys, show him some support. Also sub up to his YouTube channel. So guys, have a wonderful night. Dominic, I'll contact you in a couple of days. Thank you. Tell your wife thank you for letting me borrow you for a few hours. And so tell her thank you. And thank you guys for tuning in. Please make sure you press the like button. I would appreciate that. And yeah, everybody have a wonderful night. And remember, I love you to Reese's Pieces, and thank you for your support. Goodbye. Good night.